Couple of years of meeting people across the country. I was in Dayton, Ohio, and a woman grabbed my arm and she said, "I've been out of work since May. Can you help me?"
Will you please answer my question?
Well, you have. Wait, are you not going to answer his question, Governor?
I think I have. I'm not.
No, he asked you if you were going to arrest. He asked if you were going to arrest patients like him, Governor. You're going to just ignore a person in a wheelchair?
You too.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Bob, what did you think of his answer, Bob?
He's not getting my vote.
Can you elaborate?
He told me that I'm not entitled to constitutional rights. I think a man and a woman and a man and a man should be treated equal. What the hell's the difference?
So you were undecided coming in today?
Well, I was undecided. I'm totally convinced today that he's not going to be my president, at least in my book.
When I hear Governor Romney talking about repealing Obamacare, I just think he's jumping to a political position where the issue isn't health care, it's getting elected. And I think, don't you remember me? Don't you remember my story and all the other stories you heard? How can you attack this when you've heard all that? Don't we matter? Don't we matter?
Ann yesterday was at a rally in Denver, and a woman came up to her with a baby in her arms and said, "Ann, my husband has had 4 jobs in 3 years, part-time jobs. He's lost his most recent job, and we've now just lost our home. Can you help us?"
Breaking news. And good morning to you. I'm Carol Costello in Washington. We begin this hour with breaking news on the economy. New jobless numbers are in, and guess what? The unemployment rate is now below 8%.
I know what it takes to get small business growing again.
Bain Capital is an investment partnership which was formed to invest in startup companies and ongoing companies, then to take an active hand in managing them, and hopefully 5 to 8 years later to harvest them at a significant profit.
Well, I don't have a $5 trillion tax cut.
Tax Policy Center concluded that Mitt Romney's tax plan would cost $4.8 trillion over 10 years.
Policies, middle-income Americans have been buried. They're just being crushed.
$100,000 middle income?
Well, no, middle income is $250,000 and less.
You made on your investments personally about $20 million last year, and you paid 14% in federal taxes. That's the capital gains rate. Is that fair to the guy who makes $50,000 and paid a higher rate than you did?
Yeah, I think it's the right way to encourage economic growth.
I agree. Education is key, particularly the future of our economy.
With regards to college tuition, whether making it easier for me and my classmates.
The best thing I can do for you is to tell you to shop around.
You better shop around.
Look around for ways to get a better deal.
He'll shop around, presumably, to look for where he thinks he can get the best deal.
Shop around, get a good price.
Get the education. Borrow money if you have to from your parents. I'm not looking to cut massive taxes and to reduce the revenues going to the government.
I'm going to lower rates across the board for all Americans by 20%.
I don't want to cost jobs. My priority is jobs.
But you've talked about jobs that you've created. In your position, wasn't your main objective to create profits, not jobs?
Certainly the objective of the private sector, by and large, is to create return and investment for shareholders.
By the time Mitt Romney left office, we were 47th in the nation in terms of job growth.
What we did in Massachusetts is a model for the nation, state by state. And I said that at that time.
I want to thank the many people who were critical to crafting the bold healthcare initiative that I'm about to sign. Jonathan Gruber at MIT.
I helped Governor Romney develop his healthcare reform, or Romney Care, before going down to Washington to help President Obama develop his national version of that law.
What we were doing in Massachusetts could be a good national model.
Massachusetts is a model for getting everybody insured. The right way to proceed is to reform health care. That we can do as we did it in Massachusetts.
The core of the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, and what we did in Massachusetts are identical.
People have him recorded as promoting Massachusetts health reform, promoting it as a national model, and now he is saying he wants to tear down the very model that he was promoting.
But you make a very good point, which is that the place you put your money just makes a pretty clear indication of where your heart is. The place you put your money just makes a pretty clear indication of where your heart is. The place you put your money just makes a pretty clear indication of where your heart is. The place you put your money just makes a pretty clear indication of where your heart is. The place you put your money just makes a pretty clear indication of where your heart is.